Welcome back to News Extra. Well, local personality Kai Gamez will debut her first publication in April, Tempest. Will showcase Guam's talent ranging from photography to literary arts. And with us today is the author. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Okay, so tell us about your book.
Okay, so this book, it's a compilation of a lot of my writings from when I was younger, throughout my life basically, and I decided to put this book together because, you know, on social media, Instagram, Facebook, you see these memes that are always popping up, and there's some nice quote there, and then there's
Sometimes
there's a nice quote, or something poetic, something
right.
inspirational, and there's this really nice picture accompanying it, and I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. What if I did something like that, but with local talent and my own writing, and just put it all together and publish it, basically.
Yeah. And so how did you go about finding who the characters would be for this?
So I basically did a call out to friends and strangers. I did it on social media because that's where everything happens now. And fortunately for me, a lot of notable talent came forward and decided to become part of this project. There's Sam Hashimoto, who's off in the Philippines now, trying to be like this big star. He was Mr. Guam last year, yeah. And then I also have Emma Sheedy, our current Miss Earth, Naomi Santos. I think she was 2010 Miss Earth. Phoebe Denight Palasok.
She's Miss World.
Miss World. There's so many of them.
Right.
And so, and I have JJ Ambrose, owner of Steel Athletics,
Nice.
Bellator MMA fighter. He's also part of this project. And just a lot of characters. Oh, and I have kids in this book. So it's not just for adults. It ranges from, I don't know, as young as, or whenever you can read,
right.
basically. So it's nothing too complex that you have to sit there, you know, with some professor and try to figure out, you know, what I've written. It's very simple. It's very emotional, I think, because I wrote from a standpoint. I mean, I wrote for me, basically, and just growing up, you know, you go through emotions of fear, anger, depression, love, broken heart, you know, and just a range of emotions. And I wanted to put this book together, especially the inspirational part, because a lot of people get sad, they get depressed, and I wanted there to be an avenue for them to relate to, and seeing as how there are local characters in there, there's local talent. I'm hoping that people in Guam can relate more.
Definitely, because you see these people out there in the community like yourself, and it's not just their friends, it's their relatives now that they're seeing that they can relate to and talk to and open up to because of what they were able to put together in your book. And so what do you think the ultimate takeaway would be for someone if they turn the page and read it?
I just want them to be wowed, not just by the writing, but by the scenery, because parts of the pages in the book, there's people in it, and then there's scenery, there's Guam scenery. So I'm not just promoting Guam talent, I'm promoting Guam scenery. And so with this book, I want them to feel like, to not only feel like they can relate to the book, but to feel like, who knows, maybe one day they can do something similar themselves. Because, you know, I think there's a lack of support when it comes to a creative outlet. I think Guam is catching up to a lot of the other talents, you know, music, especially sports. But in a lot of these other creative outlets like art, writing, I think we're still trying to, you know, get the wheels going there. And
you said something that'll be relatable to someone of any age if they're able to read book. But I want to know how would this relate to someone like you, especially personally? Was it an experience that that really touched you, where you're just like, you know, I feel like I need to do this. I need to put this out there so that people can learn, not just from my life experience or my life's journey, but from the others that I put on paper.
Oh man, there's so many experiences that I can relate from, and I started blogging, you know, and a lot of the feedback from that I'm using in my writing, because I'm not just using past writing, I'm also compiling the stuff that I've written recently, and I show my friends. I like to show my friends to see which of my writing they can relate to the most, and I post up some of that on social media without people even knowing. I use it like quotes on my pictures, and I gauge which ones get the most reactions.
All right. So where can people take a look at the book?
Right now, I'm looking for sponsors, and they can go on youcaring.com/Tempest, and they can find it on my blog at kaithepinaya.com.
All right, Kai, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, stay tuned. Extra's going to continue after the break.